from the Jets and there was like illegal tampering. And then we find out that they think that he leaked the playbook for the Chiefs and the Eagles game. This is all in 1 week, in a random February week. All these teams and all these people, the Super Bowl winners, talking about the goddamn Jets, just a bad team who's been bad for a while. We love them. We talk about them like more than anybody. The way the Jets just live rent free in everyone's head despite winning it's just like fascinating to me. And I said this on Twitter, like, God forbid they're ever actually good for 1 year, how insufferable we're all going to be. I just wonder, like, maybe some of this traces all the way back to the Rex years, which is the last time they were good. And they were like annoying about being good. And we all enjoyed it so much. And like, there's still this like carry on effect from it where there's just something every day. I mean, I think I'll give my quick 2 cents on all these quick little things. Then I want to hear your opinion, especially on the Dawkins beef with the entire Jets defensive front, except for Quinn and Williams. I think the Hardman story is probably a touch overblown. There's not going to be any real ramifications for it. Funny that the games that the playbooks were leaked were the 2 best games that they probably played all year. It says a bit about Hackett's, playbook and strategy, I guess. I don't know. The Tyreek Hill stuff, it's like, we're just tired of hearing this dude talk about the Jets. And trust me, I think I speak for many Jet fans where I'm happy that the Jets have Garrett Wilson and not Tyreek Hill. And then the talking stuff, man, like, I don't know. What do you think of like all this and him going after Clemens? Like, what is going on?
It's one of the more bizarre offseason starts that we've had, truly. Just like this coming right after all the leaks, and you're like, why? Like, why can't we just get to the free agency and everything just be quiet? It truly, it's only them. And it's funny because if getting to like be in Indy this week and talk to different people, anytime the Jets come up, it's a pause and a smirk, and then you get into the conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Like they're just a different flavor. It's not like talking about any other team. It's always just like, oh yeah, it's the Jets and the sideshow and everything else. So it's bizarre. I feel like, the Clemens thing was weird. It just, I don't know, especially given how the Bill season ended. It's weird that that's like one of the main things still on your mind. Like that game mattered so little. And it's still like the first thing on his mind. It's just really strange. I mean, I guess, I don't know. People will say like, oh yeah, that's like what rivalries are like, but it's like, it's not. I mean, again, the Jets haven't really been doing much lately, so it's like it's weird that it makes you like it impacts you so much. And it's tough because the Jets are also very online, like all the players.
Yes,
so
very online. They're a very online team.
Yeah. You're hoping for a tame reaction, but it's always an extreme reaction.
I didn't even like, and again, I didn't get in the weeds on this, but like, it sounds like there's like some Carter Warren beef on Twitter, not involving him personally, but like people fighting about whether he can start or not.
Yeah.
Jordan Whitehead's on like a tweet rampage about how he's actually good. I mean, look, I like to see the Jets upgrade their safety room, but I'm not going to put the energy into fighting with Jordan Whitehead on Twitter. It's just like they're a very online team. That is the one thing I don't know if that's kind of what Dawkins was like trying to allude to with like talking about them being like an Instagram team, but the Jets are tweeting a lot. Sometimes, I mean, I think Sauce has one of the most like entertaining Twitter accounts out there. Like I love the GM bit. It's a very interesting team. And now I don't know when this comes out. I think it comes out like next week. Like there's like an Aaron Rodgers biography dropping out of nowhere by like Ian O'Connor, which I'm sure is going to have a couple things that get clipped out and aggregated and become talking points. And for me, it's like, can we just get to the start of the league year and sign like Kevin Dotson and be like, cool, like we got a lineman, we're excited, or like Robert Hunt, and could we like get a couple receivers and Jacoby Brissett and like keep it moving like that? That's what I'm looking forward to. Yes. I want the comfort of knowing there's like 3 new starters on offense.
Yes.
That's what I'd like to get to. Now, we're going to drop the free agency big board. I think we'll do it Tuesday morning. It looks great. As always, all your boards look incredible. And shout to Will for helping with the rankings, because I kind of just
Yes.
like vomited all the players into a spreadsheet, and he like much more strategically like organized them and cleaned it up. What? And Connor's latched on to Dotson. I like Dotson a lot. I wonder if he ends up out of the. He just almost like they're not going to get a player that good. I still think they're going to get my kind of combo in my head is that they're going to get like Brissett, like Calvin Ridley or Mike Williams, if not both. Like that's the kind of receivers we're talking about. And on the offensive line, I'm thinking like Hunt kind of feels like it. Hunt or Runyon or someone like that. Maybe it'd be very Jetsy to sign Brewer from the Titans, even though he kind of stinks. But where do you think this is going in the trenches in particular for how the Jets handle this veteran market? Because I'm scrolling through the list now and it's like, it's a lot of centers and guards. And there's also even like a lot of safeties too, and edge options if they lose Bryce Huff. But like, where is this going?
Yeah, I think Dotson would be incredible. Truly, it would be great. But yeah, I think as sad as it is, and it's not like the worst thing in the world. I think Runyon is a pretty high likelihood. I think, I mean, it's a decent player. It's not like the worst thing in the world. But yeah, the comfort there, the comfort mixed with familiarity, mixed with like decent play, I feel like is just always a boost for players because they just want consistency. And yeah, I think for Hunt, I think it would be an upgrade. I think the flexibility is good, but I think I don't know, this interdivisional stuff is always weird. Because I mean, you know that player better than you know anybody else. So I do think if it is Hunt, then they're pretty confident in his ability, and I think there's more of a chance he'll hit the ground running pretty well. But yeah, I if they don't go that route, I also wouldn't be too surprised because I think they've seen, and they have a strong defensive line, which they kind of whip everybody, but they know if he's good or not for sure, or at least they should. So yeah, I think for me, as of right now, I feel like Runyon feels like more of the possibility, but I would hope that they try to splash for somebody like Dotson. It'd be really nice for them to just finally make a significant investment there. Granted, they did do it with Lakin. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, I'm happy they ripped the Band-Aid off with Lakin. Like, I never want to like go crazy patting a front office on the back for like fixing their own mistake, but it was the right decision to just like clean break, better allocate that money elsewhere. And there's enough talent in this veteran market where they can get better. Yeah, there's a lot of that like ex-Packer potential out there this year. Runyon, yes. MVS, Tunyon, AJ Dillon. Like, there's going to be a couple. Yeah. I think they'll probably move on from Cobb. I could definitely see MVS being like one of their receiver signings. And if it goes with a real other signing, Ridley, they surprise us and get even someone better than that, like Pittman or Evans, which I don't think is going to happen. Like, sure, just don't come back being like, all right, we signed Aaron Brewer and MVS and like we're good, right. Like on offense. And it's like, no, you're not. So it's coming up fast. And now it's also interesting. Was there any? We can close with because we can't have a podcast pass without talking about Zack Wilson. Now there's some rumors like nobody wants him. They can't find a team. Like, what are they going to do? The Rams thing I never got. That's not going to happen. He's definitely not going there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it. It always felt like a late day three pick to an NFC team. So like someone will throw the dart. Was there any chatter? Is there any chatter about like where potentially, or like how long could this drag on? Like just cut the damn bait. Like I don't ever want to have to talk about this dude again for a bit. Like is this going to resolve itself soon?
I think that it will depend on how much chatter is going around the team in general. So the more that all this random stuff keeps happening, it's probably will just elongate things. I don't think anyone wants him. I think it'll be a favor if anybody does anything. Like it'll be a, hey, we just want to like do a solid for this kid before he's out of here. I think he's probably going to get cut. And I think They probably had more of a chance earlier, but I think even then, I don't think people understand how much or how quickly his value just plummeted, um, and not like just stuff on the field. Like it's just how you present yourself is really important, and I think the Jets fans got a lot of look into that from the post game pressers that he didn't necessarily have the most grace with. I just don't think that he's somebody that anyone's going to trust to lead a franchise, and I think a lot of the opinion around the league is very blunt. I think people are just like, yeah, no, it's not a good player. Which
why are we trading for a player who's not good? Right. Also might be like a bit of a headache.
Exactly.
Fun. I'm trying to stay optimistic about this.
Yeah,
hit me with it.
I got to ask you about Bryce Huff before we dip real quick. So
my favorite Twitter fight.
I will say, much to my chagrin, honestly, I had some hope coming into this week. The Bryce Huff thing might be cooked. Might be done here. Yeah. Really sad. Really, really sad. But they do have some options in free agency. I think monies for premium position is always going to be tricky because a lot of the options are like older, but there are some younger options like Renard. You got some younger. I mean, Josh Uche is one of my favorite options there. It's just sad because none of them are as good. But would you prefer that they try to fix this quickly in free agency versus them going into the draft to look to add another piece after what they already tried with Will McDonald, keeping him off the field for a super long time, and now just expecting the jump to happen the same way it happened with JJ?
I mean, I would say Huff staying is like less than 20%, which is a bummer because we've been waiting since John Abraham for a homegrown edge rusher who could get over 10 sacks, and he's just going to probably leave, which sucks, candidly. And I just don't get it in a year where you have to win and you're finally going to have a good quarterback and you may have a lead, why you'd get rid of your best pure pass rusher or let him walk. But what do I know? I do think that they put such a prioritization on the rotation and having guys cycle through that when Huff leaves, they will add a veteran. And then they will take a throw in the draft, to like a dart throw in the draft. So they'll add 2 more bodies there if Huff leaves. One veteran and 1 rookie would be my expectation. Like, yeah, I think Uche would be like fine. I don't know. Like, there's enough list out there. Van Ginkel's out there. There's Darius Smith. Frankie Louvu, not terrible. Like, he's kind of like good now in like a situational role. But none of these guys are Huff, who's just better than all of them. So, yeah. I mean, like, maybe you're going to save a little money and it's a short-term deal. If it was me, like, I would find a way to make it work. I would move off of JFM. I would maybe get Calais Campbell for like a 1-year deal. Maybe bring Rankins back. I don't know. You find a way to like replace some of that girth up front. I know JFM's a unique player, but if you really need to save money on defense, like, that's where I would go about doing it. I would keep Huff. I would move off of him. Maybe you get, Campbell on that 1-year deal he didn't take last year and you hold the fort in that way. I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't know where Huff's going to go. I hope it's far away into an NFC team we don't see often. I'm going to be sick if he goes to an AFC team and has like 14.5 sacks next year. It's a shame. They missed their window. I mean, look, it's not over yet, but it feels like they missed their window to pay him and do this the right way. Yeah. And you want to be an organization that takes care of, like, it's a great job by the org that they found him and they made it work with him. Like, the credit to that scouting department and the area scout who found him, but you got to finish the story, which is like paying him and taking care of him. And it doesn't seem like they're going to do that.
Yep.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer. Go back to having fun in Indy. I didn't want to end you on a bummer.
No, it's been a blast. We got to see so many people. Man, I saw, real quick story before I close, because I know I got to let you go. I saw Marvin Harrison like 3 times. The last time I finally said hi to him, gave him a little nod. He said hi back, which is pretty cool. So it's just Hall of Famers and coaches everywhere. It's super cool. Yeah. Made friends with NFL security.
It sounds like you got some new podcast guests lined up for the next few weeks. A little Harrison, some NFL security, mix them all through.